My name is Suresh Sharma. I am proud to be a certified chartered accountant, FCCA. Actually, I'm retired. I'm a retired member since 2013. I was my last full-time job was Inspector General of the United Nations World Food Program. Since returning from WFP to Nepal, I am engaged in some voluntary activity. One main activity is the creation of a PIPMO, which is Former International Professionals of Multilateral Organizations. There is an organization of those who have worked in the United Nations and other multilateral agencies and come back to Nepal. And we got together to be able to contribute collectively for the development of Nepal and Nepalese. Then on the side, I have been fortunate to be involved in the oversight of the United Nations system. I have been a member of oversight committee of different UN agencies since 2012, and I'm continuing that role now. Yeah, that is quite interesting. Well, I came from a family which earned just enough to make the living. So what that means is that when I was 16, I started working. Unfortunately, I was introduced to United Mission to Nepal when I was 16 and started working there. That was fortunate for me because I got to learn the ethics of working with the missionaries. Then in my first class that in the college at that time I went to, then as I was walking on the corridor, I heard a professor teaching accounting. And there were some terms that he was teaching very simple, what is accounts. And I still remember the first bites. What comes in is debit, what goes out is credit, and like that. So I became interested in accounting and then joined that class. Then that professor of accounting incidentally left his job, went to do CA in India. And he is late Sundarman Shrestha. Many people in Nepal know him. He is one of the pioneers. So at that time, it was stuck in me that, okay, the ultimate aim, if you are studying, has to be a chartered accountant, CA. So fortunately, I met an ACCA in the United Mission to Nepal. She was the auditor and she introduced me to ACCA. This was sometime in 1972-73. So when I explored, what I found out that there are 4 accountancy bodies which are eligible for auditing in England, and one of them is ACCA. The difference between 3 chartered institutes and ACCA is that with ACCA, you can work anywhere with any professional accountant, unlike other chartered institutes which you need to work in their country and with their member. But the exam, you can also take exam remote. So that was quite attractive. And I could not leave my job and go to study for family reason. So it seems like the right thing that raised me. So after certain exploration, then I applied to ACCA. The issue was having a center in Kathmandu. And then I took my first exam at the British Council. I had to pay 45 rupees to the invigilator for 3 hours. And she was sitting there in front of me. I took the exam. But it was tough because exam, just like you can take exam anywhere, but how you prepare yourself is a challenge. And since there was no facility here in Nepal, then fortunately the same colleague, ACCA, introduced me to some of the correspondent colleges in England. And at that time, I got in touch with a college called Rapid Results College. The system was that they would send me study material. I will study, and every week I have to do a self-test. And every month, then I have to do a test and send the paper back to them by mail. They will rate it, and then send it back. I was working, so in the morning when I get up, I would read the book, go to work, come back in the evening, do the same thing. I failed a few topics, especially the couple of, I remember one was the general basic law. That was the first one of the first exam, but the British law was different than, of course, what I knew in Nepal. And then later on, one other subject on liquidation and merger and that sort of thing, which was completely new in Nepal. So anyway, eventually I had joined in 73. So my last exam was 77 June. The final 4 paper I passed in one go and became a member. So that is what I would say, that this struggle, in a sense, one thing why it may go to something you may ask later on, but the difference between charter institutes and ACCA is that since the ACCA, there is no direct control of the organization over the supervisor or the student, because they are anywhere in the world. They have made their coursework a little tough. So therefore it was difficult, it was hard coursework. But later on I realized that because of that very fact, I have become more versatile and solid, because I have understood the accounting things from the basic in such a way that I can apply that in any of the functions that was given to me. So the bottom line, how ACCA has helped is initially the work, hard work that I had to do to study for ACCA, that became the foundation and basis for my career, and I could fit in anywhere. So I would say that even now, compared to other accountancy qualifications, if you are an ACCA and you have become a member with your full commitment and passion, you can fit anywhere. Several points here. First of all, you can be a successful ACCA if you have passion for accounting and you have commitment for the profession. Don't start ACCA if you just want to have a diploma or something after 4 years' time. That's not ACCA. You may have qualification, you may pass, you may work and become a member, but to succeed and to do other things, to take a higher level responsibility, you need to have a thorough understanding of everything that you are required to know. Therefore, try to proceed to become an ACCA with commitment and with passion. Second, and this is more in the context of Nepal, in the sense that if you also want to do academic work, if you think that ACCA may not be my ultimate objective, I may want to do MBA, I may want to do PhD, then it will be beneficial to do joint program when you are still studying for ACCA. So go to the colleges which provide bachelor's degree as well, together with ACCA. In England, of course, they have the Oxford Brookes University has arrangement with ACCA for joint degree. So that is one thing. The second thing is that, again, in the context of a Nepalese situation, don't be shy to work a little hard in your early years. That will open the path to your future.